there's certain areas that are unsafe.
Yeah.
You know, like where there are certain areas in Karachi that are not as bad as people portray it to be. And like I can drive around freely. I do get out and I do drive myself.
As a country, I think that's what it is. Pakistan's been struggling for too long, but it still survives. I think Karachi as a city survives a lot. A lot of cities might not be able to. I don't know how it works. I don't know whether we're not united at all. You know, that's the truth. Pakistanis are not united. Karachiites are not at all united.
But we survive.
But we survive. We survive anything.
There was this caption, the most resilient nation in the world, in the newsway. And that's, apart from, and we, honestly, this is something that I give to the city. That just stands up again. Every day it falls down. Every day it falls down. It gets it. But the interesting thing about this particular event was that a day before, a major bomb blast happened in a close-by area. And it was all across the news. The mood of the city was very down. And through Facebook, we sent this message that this is called Chal Utha Pakistan. Chal Utha Pakistan, rise and walk Pakistan again. Okay? And we said, you know, we're doing this walk, come and join us. And this happened. We did not. We thought we would be just 11, 12, you know, standing there in a tent. And then there were buses, loads of kids and youth. They just turned up and said, you know, it's on Seaview. There's good music. The cause is brilliant. And we are sick and tired of sitting at home, worrying about this bomb blast and the news and depression. We want to go out. We want to have a walk. That is Pakistan. Mm-hmm. This is the youth. These are girls. These are boys. Show me terrorism anywhere here. Show me corruption here. No, it's not here.
It's our generation who's supposed to make a difference anyway. It's all up to us. Obviously, our parents' generation messed up, right? That's why the government is bad, there's corruption. So I guess it's all up to us. So to make a change, yes. And we're trying. All of us are trying.
Like every city, this city has its tracks and its bridge. And there are people who live on that side of the bridge, and people who live on this side of the bridge. And these guys have it all, and these guys have nothing. We have all the people who have nothing. Okay, so these people are not rich. Okay. So one of the things, though, is they're rich in experience. They all come from very difficult circumstances. They struggle. They have dysfunctional families. They have challenges. Yeah. So then what happens is they have a lot to say. You know, there's so much they want to say. And the moment they get past the first year, you know, in which now they figured out the tools to say it with. How do I get a concept? How do I turn it into an idea? How do I make it into a script? And then the shooting, etc. I am just shocked every time they come up with the stories. They're just so forget about out of the box, out of this world.
They're standing in a queue. We're known for breaking the queues.
How a place markets itself, you know. And I'm not saying at all that we don't have problems. Of course we do, huge problems. But I think together with the bad, there is also all this goodness.
The portrait maker wasn't quite sure what type of branding Pakistan needed. She asked for help from a nearby expert.
We're talking about the perception of Pakistan. We're talking about youth. We're talking about the potential it holds and how it's perceived and I wouldn't call it advertised, but projected.
I'm basically a teacher. I work in a school, and apart from this, I'm a teacher trainer. I train teachers and work as an academic consultant for different organizations. Recently, I've been selected as conference coordinator for SPELT, Society of Pakistan English Language Teachers.
We recognize corruption. We recognize that there is an element of terrorism and fundamentalism which is destructive for our society and societies abroad as well. But at the same time, we so want to change that as well, and majority wants to change that, and the majority of youth wants to change that. and that is not communicated.
I'm taking up a course right now at the moment. I'll be done within a span of 2 months, and I'll be certified to teach dyslexic kids and autistic kids.
I'm a person who loves using different languages, because as I know my regional languages, Sindhi and Punjabi, and somehow very few words of Pashto as well. Though I'm not Pashto.
People do expect to meet an Italian person here, so we do speak Italian.
Did you learn Italian for the business then?
Yeah. As part of owning the shop, I thought I'd better try. I mean, it's still not very good Italian, but it's nice to make a bit of an effort.
The 4,000 miles between Cambridge and Karachi is spanned using the English language by Cambridge's third portrait subject, an osteopath committed to healing the pain of others.
Written the word Karachi on envelopes and things a number of times, and I've never been there myself, but it's a very nice, pleasing idea for me to have that little connection.
The portrait maker did not have far to look to find a pair of healing hands to match those in Cambridge. Although famous for producing medical practitioners, the Cambridge woman settled on the spirit of the late Dr. Sawa, who she discovered was dedicated to healing, but also was not afraid to stand up for what he believed was right.
There's so many layers to most cities, you know. You can't just say it's like this. Okay, I mean, one does go back with some kind of an impression.
What we've learnt in our few days here is that most females in Pakistan have names beginning with S. And in fact, some of the males have names beginning with S too.
Tanya. Someone who doesn't begin with S.
Karachi has a lot of life. It has a lot of energy, a lot of positive energy. It's home to amazing shrines. It's home to a lot of history. It's home to a lot of culture. It's the undercurrent of Karachi has so much potential. It's just a matter of identifying and looking at it in that particular way. It's just like any other city. It's just like it's full of people. It's full of young people, children, hope.
For me, Cambridge is like my own university, because I did one of the course from the Cambridge University, that is ICELT, In-Service Certificate in English Language Teaching. I'm thinking when I'll go and what will be the Cambridge University, what sort of infrastructure they have, who the people are these people from this world or they are from another world? So things like John Flamsteed was a scientist, and one very initial scientific laboratory was set up in Cambridge, if I'm not wrong, as far as I study.
You know more about Cambridge than I do.
Yeah.
So my impression of Cambridge is education, peace, beauty, serenity, smiles. You say Cambridge, and these things will come up in my mind. And interestingly, apart from a lot of other things that has a lot of negative connotations, these are things that coexist in this part of the world as well.
Can I move my eyes?
You can move.
Okay. Right. Please give me a cue wherever I can.